All right, welcome to our Saturday afternoon program, day 2 of our 50th anniversary celebration weekend. Today we are doing some sprints and our JB International Omnium. We're kicking things off with some flying 200s to seed our sprint event. Athletes currently in the warm-up circle. First up will be Stan Douglas, number 369. So Stan Douglas will be rolling out here for his 200. So these riders riding to qualify in the top 4. Stan Douglas winding it up. Dominic Clark on track now. Stan coming out of turn 4. And Stan Douglas with a time of 12:39. Correction, 12:4:11 for Stan Douglas. 12:4:11 for Stan. Dominic Clark going into his Bellac Mike Ritter, rolling onto track. Dominic Clark with a time of 12.847. 12.847 for Dominic Clark. So Stan Douglas still sitting in that hot seat right now. Mike Ritter with a new fast time of 12:212. 12:212 for Mike Ritter. Currently on track, Eric Waterman. Waterman with a time of 12:573. 12:573 for Waterman. So Mike Ritter still sitting in that hot seat with the time, the fast time of the day so far. But currently on track, we've got Andrew Karlberg in some nice new kit from Masters National Championships. Karlberg winding it up here. And Karlberg with a time of 10:737. Ken Dong, our last 200-meter rider, really just looking for a 200 time this evening. Ken making his comeback here after a crash earlier this season. Love to see it. And Ken with a time of 14:576. So our top four of those heats being Karlberg, Ritter, Douglas, and Waterman. We had a few questions of whether that was a Masters track record here, just missing out. The current track record, 10.731. Karlberg flying through at 10.737. All right, our 3-4 field rolling out for their IO scratch here. So our Cat 4 is doing a 12-lap, 3-4s, doing a 12-lap scratch race here. So in this International Omnium, our racers are looking to have their best consistent placing so that they can have the highest point total, because as they finish, they will get awarded points based off their finish in all of these individual races, which inform their start order for the points race. And we'll call up all the first 5 for the IO. So if you have high finishes, you get to start further up in the rail. And then into that points race, the points that you accrue in these intermediate races, all the points that you score in the points race add up on top of that. And the person at the end of the night with the highest amount of points wins our International Omnium. Coming around, seeing 8 laps to go. Peter Snoblin coming to the front, getting just off the front of this chasing field. Our field mostly intact as they hit the back straight here. Looking pretty happy to just let Snoblin just dangle off the front. With 7 laps to go, still plenty of time to catch, but just keeping him at about a 10-meter distance. Zach Simon pulling off there after towing the field around. Ryder Carlson taking an opportunity, jumping across to Snowblin and up and over the top, looking for some help. Otis Hatfield saying, I'm ready, I'm game, let's go. And so now these two trading some pulls as they hit turn 4. The field behind, putting together a bit of a chase. Otis and Ryder trying to stay away. There's a group of 4 that's shaking themselves out of the chasing field, making their way up to our front of the race here. So Carlson and Hatfield, the front of this bike race. The front of our race, seeing 4 laps to go, just about to hit the Greg cycle sign. It looks like Justin Pryor taking a flyer out of turn 2. Seeing 3 laps to go, 3 laps to go. The field behind not putting in a big chase effort. So Pryor almost with a full straightaway. The field behind still not putting together a big chase effort. Pryor seeing 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. Our field behind riding 5 wide as they go through turn 4. Justin with more than the straightaway now between himself and the rest of the field. I think the field has left this too late, letting this rider get off the front and get a big gap. So Justin getting that bell. The field behind going to have to battle it out for second. Zach Simon in that coalition kit, starting to lead things out into that final bell lap. Justin Pryor just going under the Stanley sign. Going to be the winner of this scratch race. So Justin Pryor crossing the finish line here. The field behind duking it out for second. Ryder Carlson trying to hold on, but Sam Karp getting him with about half a wheel to pick up that second place finish there. The rest of our field rolling through. Got a couple of riders finishing in 3 and 4. The rest of our field exiting the track on the back straight. So our 3-4 riders all done, making way for our open women's field to come to the rail. Our open women rolling out for their 12-lap scratch race. So again, all of our fields doing this JB International Omnium today. So these folks are looking for nice consistent finishes. They want to ensure that they get one of those first 5 call-ups to the rail throughout the program. And again, carrying those intermediate race points into that final points race so that they can end the night with the highest points total possible. "11 laps to go." Neve Durfee just pulling off. Our field seeing 9 laps to go as they just rolled through. And as they roll out of turn 2, Charlotte Westover on that orange bike, taken to the front, wanting to create a bit of separation in this group. So 6 riders. Caitlin Pellerbrook in that breakfast racing kit, leading our front group as they saw 7 laps to go. 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go for our field. So far, keeping the pace up. Trading pulls still. But just as I say that, Neve Durfee using that turn 2 banking. Getting a little bit more separation from the rest of the field. Laurel Safranek on the chase with Renna and Charlotte right there with her. Charlotte coming over the top, trying to make her way up to Neve there. Neve still just out in front of this group, seeing 3 laps to go. This group of 4 behind. Trading pulls, not wanting to let this go. Neve seeing 2 laps to go on the cards. 2 laps to go on the cards. Neve extending her lead in front of this chasing field. And Neve getting this bell lap. Not quite a straightaway, but Neve just needs to stay on those pedals. Westover coming out of the field, leading that charge onto the back straight. But Neve coming into turn 4, going to lock up that scratch race win. The sprint for second coming out of turn 4. Laurel Safranek trying to make the pass over Renna, not quite able to do it. Renna able to hold on down in the lane by about half a wheel. All right, so with that, our open women track is clear. We will now have our elite 1-2 men coming to the rail. Our elite 1-2 men rolling out for their neutral lap before their 15 lap scratch race here. So with that whistle, our 1-2s are racing. After this, we will have our first round of sprints. Mike Robson coming out of the field, seeing 12 laps to go. Quinn Kennedy responding out of the field. And just rolling right on by. Robson trying to get on terms with Kennedy. The field behind. Rotating some poles. Kennedy looking to pull off. Robson not looking to pull through. So Kennedy still on the front of this duo. The field behind, not quite closing it down, but also not letting this gap open up. They know Kennedy can go the distance. Kennedy and Robson still just out in front. But Carl Hafer looking to bring this back together and will in turn 2 here. So our field wrapping all the way around turn 2, strung out. Andy Lynch now on the front as they go under the Stanley sign. This field happy to keep this pace high. 8 laps to go for our field. Our field resetting a bit here, looks like. Just getting over that halfway point in this 15-lap race, seeing 7 laps to go. Andy Lynch looking around going, where'd everybody go? And now as they hit the back straight, Carl Hafer on the front, a group of 5 with a little bit of a gap to the rest of the field. Robson trying to sew this thing back up. Malikian seeing 6 laps to go. But our group of 5 not quite keeping that cohesive push allowing the rest of the field to make contact as they hit turn 3. Whew. And another little reset here as our field looks to see who's going where everyone else is. 5 laps to go, 5 laps to go. Ben Flaum coming to the front, seeing 4 laps to go. So Ben Flaum still driving the pace here. A little trio forming off the front. 3 laps to go. Ben, Ryder Carlson, Ludo Max. Conrad Mayer trying to bridge his way up. Mike Robson leading the charge from the rest of the pack. Two laps to go. The field behind starting to close things down to this group of 4 that's off the front. Scott Grinsel in that Dyna Racing kit, setting things up, keeping that tempo high. Tyson Danielson for Waterline Racing coming over the top. And as they hit turn 4, the Tyson train looks to be leaving the station here. Side by side as they go through turn 2. And Andrew Martin flying through the field there. A couple of bike lengths for him just in front of Elliott Carter. And a very fast finish there. All right, so our field All right, so we are calling round 1 for our sprinters to the rail. All right, so on track, we have our first round for our sprint here. Andrew Karlberg versus Eric Waterman. Waterman leading things from the front here. So Karlberg with our fastest 200 time. Karlberg coming around the outside here. Doing just enough to hold off Waterman at the line. For those of you that were wondering if there was a food truck tonight, Lucky Luciano's has pulled in. Pulled pork, tacos, and sandwiches available. So definitely stop on by, grab some grub. Coming to the rail, we've got Mike Ritter and Stan Douglas. Ritter and Douglas currently in turn 4. Ritter able to move to the back, then moving back to the front. Ritter getting the quick jump as they come out of turn 2. Stan Douglas, though, right there with him, side by side as they come out of turn 4. And Stan Douglas out of the saddle. Mike Ritter holding on by half a bike length. Or half a wheel, excuse me. A very close, fast finish there. All right, so our 3-4 men, we'll be calling up the top 5 to the rail first. Also, Eric, heads up, someone on the apron. So if we can have Justin Pryor to the rail, followed by Sam Karp, Ryder Carlson, Matt Beers, and Otis Hatfield. And then the rest of the field, Zach Simon, Jared Eilog, Peter Snoblin, Michael Westover, Rocco Alexander, Matthew Ties, Gavin Fairbanks, Daniel Pagushin, Dominic Clark, Cody Chang, and Stan Douglas. I don't think Stan will be rejoining. He's still on the back straight. Stan, are you coming? All right. Stan Douglas doing the double here. Sprint tournament and IO. All right, so our riders doing their JB IO tempo here. They will do 3 laps, no points being awarded. All right, next time around, we start awarding points. So Sam Karp, on the front, picking up that first point. And in this, unlike our usual JB tempo where there's multiple points awarded to multiple riders, there is only 1 point awarded to the very first rider crossing the line. So it really does pay to be out front. So Sam Karp adding to his total. Seven laps to go, a duel at the front of the bike race here, but Otis Hatfield scooping up his first point. So Sam Karp with 2, Otis Hatfield with 1. Jared Eilog coming to the front, getting a bit of a gap to the rest of the field. Jared still out in front, but Justin Pryor, the winner of our scratch race, coming to the front, the field behind, recognizing they don't want to let this rider go, trying to respond with him. But Justin now getting on the board. And Justin starting to ride away a little bit from the field. Peter Snoblin coming up and around. So Peter Snoblin looking to get a point to his name, seeing 4 laps to go. Peter Snoblin still out in front. Justin just hanging in between before the chasing field. So currently Sam Karp still your points leader on track, but Peter Snoblin about to make that even, seeing 3 laps to go, picking up his second point. So Peter Snoblin in that white kit of Leading Factory Racing out in front, hitting turn 3. The field behind starting to push the pace as they go under the Stanley sign. But Peter Snoblin digging in, looking to pick up 1 more point as they see 2 laps to go on the cards. So Snoblin, currently your points leader, getting absorbed by this chasing field. Sam Karp 1 point behind, taking this opportunity to get to the front, wanting to pick up that final point. Ryder Carlson, though, wanting to get a point as well, coming over the top on the outside, out of turn 4. So Ryder picking up 1 more point. So Ryder Carlson still at the front of this bike race, going to pick up this final point here. Finishing that race with 2 points. The rest of our field sprinting it out for those final placing positions. Few riders still finishing, hitting turn 3 there. The rest of our field exiting on the back straight. Our officials will take a moment to finish out the scoring here before we call up our open women to the rail. All right, so for our open women, we are calling up our first 5 riders. So first to line, Neve Durfee, Renna Fuller, Laurel Safranek, Charlotte Westover, and Caitlin Pellerbrook. Followed by the rest of our field, Sarah Lynch, Hazel Baker, Christina Polworth, and Luna Mendoza. All right, our field racing. So a similar tempo race. The first 3 laps, no points being awarded. And then there'll be a bell, and after that, there'll be 1 point available every lap to the first rider across the line. As our field coming around, bell ringing. Next time around, we begin awarding 1 point to the first place rider across the line. Rider with the most points wins. So coming out early, Sarah Lynch wanting to get on the board. And now Charlotte and Neve side by side as they come out of turn 4. Neve taking that momentum out of 4 to pick up her first point. And as they keep rolling along, Neve just staying nice and steady on that pace. Rolling through, looking to pick up her next point. Neve just going under the Greg cycle sign, the front of the bike race, and your points leader on track currently. Neve just staying nice and steady, seeing 6 laps to go, picking up another point. Neve just rolling strong. The chasing group behind looking to cut into that lead just a little bit here. So Neve sitting with 4 points. Still out in front, picking up 1 more point. But the chasing field behind looking to make contact as they exit turn 2. So Neve sitting with 5 points. But now the field having caught her. Laurel coming to the front, picking up her first point. Laurel now just out in front, picking up another point. At this point, Neve really just needing to finish on this lead lap, but essentially assured the win at this point. Laurel rolling through, picking up another point. So Laurel looking to assure herself second place in this bike race. So Sarah Lynch getting that last bell, finishing on this lead lap, assuring herself of third, while Laurel rolling through for second place based on points. Neve, having done the math, able to just cruise in. So Sarah Lynch looking to finish out this bike race here. Currently rolling through turn 3. All right. So now we've got our men's elite 1-2 calling our first 5 to the rail. Andrew Martin, Elliot Crowther, Chris Wilson, Maddie Hers, and Tyson Danielson. Followed by the rest of our field. Nolan Adams, Mike Robson, Jack Hampson, Ludo Max, Carl Hafer, Quinn Kennedy, Serge Malikian, Ben Ploum, Andrew Lynch, Keegan Fairbanks, Dave Chip Chase, Conrad Mayer, Scott Grinsell, Austin Hildreth, and Mike Rogers. Bell will be at 13. Bell will be at 13. All right. Our elite 1-2s rolling out for their neutral lap before their 15 lap tempo. So similar format. The first 3 laps, no points being awarded. After that, 1 point available to the first rider across the line. All right, our field all together as they hit turn 4, getting that whistle to start the race. Ben Flaum launching out of the field early. Again, these first few laps, no points are available just yet. So our field content to let Ben just kind of roll off the front here. We'll see at some point the jets will likely come on. So Ben getting that first bell. Next time around, we begin points available to the first place rider across the line. And it looks like our field gonna let this point go up the road. They know they're not gonna get it at this point, so Ben getting on the board early. A trio of riders launching out of the field. Quickly having the distance between the field and Ben Flaum. Still rolling solo through turn 3 currently. But Ben looking to secure his second point already. But Keegan, Serge, and Jack almost on a team pursuit to bring this back. We'll see if Ben stays out just for this one more point. Looks like he will. The field behind, chasing from the blue. So Ben picking up one more point. This trio behind, chasing. So Ben trying to stay on the pedals, but looks like Keegan Fairbanks looking to come around as they come out of turn 4 here. So Keegan picking up his first point. And looking to just roll away. Decides maybe it's best to do this as a team pursuit. But now Jack Hampson getting on the gas. So this group of 4, all these points are up the track from the rest of our field. Jack Hampson picking up his first point. Jack staying out in front. So going to roll through and pick up another point. So Ben Flaum in that multicolor Shogun of Seattle kit, still your points leader, but Jack Hampson out in front in that pink and black of Team Epic, sitting with 2 points. and looking to be on his way to pick up a third. So now Jack coming even with Ben Flaum, sitting with 3 points apiece. Keegan Fairbanks with 1 in that chasing trio. The rest of our field just having rolled through, seeing 6 laps to go. Jack now seeing 5 laps to go, about to become your points leader on track. These 4 riders who are riding about half a lap up on the rest of our field, all kind of in the middle ground of our IO standings. So in this race, looking to improve those standings. So Jack picking up yet another point, but about to be caught by that chasing group of 3. So Jack Hampson, your points leader with 4, Ben Flaum with 3, Keegan Fairbanks with 1. And as this group of 4 rolling under the Stanley sign, Keegan and Malikian rolling away from Hampson and Flaum. Keegan picking up another point, bringing his total to 2. So Keegan with an opportunity to win this in that final sprint, as long as he's getting each one of these points. So Jack still sitting with 5, Ben Flaum with 3, Keegan Fairbanks with 3. Andrew Martin flying out of the field, wants to get a point, because currently first, second, and third place in this race assured at this point. Keegan picking up his 4th point. Andrew Martin, though, is on the hunt, closing this gap quickly into turn 1. For Keegan to win this bike race here, he needs to pick up this last point, and Andrew Martin on the hunt. Chris Wilson flying up and across over the top. Keegan's gotta finish out in front. Chris closing quickly. Keegan digging deep, trying to get that final point to take 5 points, and with that finish placing the tie break for this race. A couple riders still finishing through turn 4 and turn 3. The rest of our field looking to try to exit on the back straight. All right, coming to the rail for our best of 3 rides now. We've got Eric Waterman and Stan Douglas. So Waterman and Douglas in this 3-4 ride. Waterman out front looking like he's ramping things up here. Just going ever so slightly faster. Keeping an eye out for Stan. And as they hit turn 2, Waterman out of the saddle. Douglas right there, starting to come around the outside. Side by side as they hit turn 4. Stan looking to hold him off on the outside, and will do. Douglas taking ride 1 of the 3-4 matchup. Coming to the rail, we've got our 1-2 matchup between Mike Ritter and Andrew Karlberg. And Ritter taking a jump. Karlberg sitting up in turn 2 there. Ritter able to just cruise through in this first ride. So Ritter taking ride 1. All right. Before we have our 3-4 men elimination coming to the rail, we're going to take a minute, allow our judges to catch up on some scoring from that tempo race.
If you let me put it down to you when we get home. If you let me put it down to you when we get home. If you let me put it down to you when we get home. If you let me put it if you let me put it when we get home. If you let me put it down to you when we get home. If you let me put it down to you when we get home. If you let me put it down, if you let me put it down to you when we get home. If you let me put it
Okay. Cat 3-4s. Again, we'll be calling up our first 5 riders to the rail based off their current Omnium standings. So can we have Ryder Carlson, Sam Karp, Justin Pryor, Peter Snoblin, and Otis Hatfield. And then the rest of our field, Matt Beers, Jared Eilog, Zachary Simon, Matthew Ties, Michael Westover, Rocco Alexander, Gavin Fairbanks, Dominic Clark, Daniel Pagushin, Cody Cheng, and Stan Douglas. All right, our Cat 3-4s rolling out for their elimination race. So in this race, we are constantly looking at the back of the field, pulling that last wheel across the line. And we will pull down until the final rider. All right, next time around, we will be looking for that last wheel across the line. Our field getting that tempo up as they go through turn 3. Again, usually we're looking at the front of this race, but this time we are looking at the back. Rider 408, Rocco Alexander. Rider 408, Rocco Alexander, missing out that time. Peter Snoblin just down in the lane. And we have a warning to rider 470 for dangerous riding. A warning to rider 470 for dangerous riding. And it looks like we have a volunteer off the back. Cody Cheng, rider 427. Peter Snoblin down in that lane, just setting the tempo at the very front of this bike race. Justin Pryor just sitting just off his shoulder, coming into this next pull lap. A shake of the head from rider 335, Matt Beers. Our field rolling through on out of turn 3. For our spectators, if we can have you off the rail, not dangling any arms or legs onto the track surface. These riders ride all across the track. Rider 426 just missing out. Gavin Fairbanks, rider 426. Rider 426 just missing out that time. Peter Snoblin still down in the lane, setting the tempo for the rest of this race. Everyone else fanning out behind, taking up all the space available on the track. But rider 470, Daniel Pagushin getting caught down low as that wave of riders came over the top. Another shake of the head from rider 369, Stan Douglas of Shogun Racing. Realizing just in those last few meters, they didn't have anywhere else they could go. Our field fanning out of turn 4. Rider 472, Matthew Ties. It looks like a volunteer out of this group. Dominic Clark, rider 433. Peter Snoblin has been setting the tempo of this bike race, but now some of our riders wanting to be a bit proactive, taking the race into their own hands. Justin Pryor, Ryder Carlson going off the front a little bit here. And after all that tempo setting, Peter Snoblin being eliminated that time around. Pryor and Carlson still driving the tempo from the front here. And the pace starting to get to some of our riders. Rider 301, Michael Westover, missing out. We're down to 6 riders in this field. Justin Pryor still on the front, but everyone fanning out. And rider 339, Zachary Simon, rider 339, Zachary Simon getting caught in that low position. Five riders left. Justin Pryor, after setting all that tempo, getting caught out there with that extra little surge. Justin Pryor just missing out. Now we're down to 4. all fanned off the track. Rider 342, Sam Karp, 342, Sam Karp, just missing out. And now we are down to 3 riders. We have a warning from a few laps ago to rider 332 for entering the lane while occupied. And it looks like we've got a volunteer as our final 2 riders get the bell. So our 2 riders, Ryder Carlson and Jared Eilog, up at the rail. Ryder Carlson taking the quick move out of turn 2. Jared Eilog not able to go with that turn of speed. So Ryder Carlson cruising through. All right, so as the track is cleared for our open women, we have our top 5 call-up: Neve Durfee, Laurel Safranek, Renna Fuller, Sarah Lynch, and Charlotte Westover. And the rest of our field: Caitlin Pellerbrook, Hazel Baker, and Luna Mendoza. Our open women's field rolling out for their neutral lap before their elimination race. So same format after this neutral lap. We will be looking for that last wheel across the line and pulling down to our final rider. And we are racing. So again, we are looking for that last wheel across the line. So as our field is rolling through, it looks like we have a bit of a volunteer just off the back here. Rider 201, Hazel Baker. Our field coming out of turn 4, fanning out across the track. We have a no pull lap that time, no pull lap. No pole lap that time. Our field rolling through. Again, fanning out, but a shake of the head from rider 204, Luna Mendoza. Again, all fanned out across the track. And rider 208 getting caught, stacked up below Neve Durfee. Rider 208, Neve Durfee, getting caught in what feels like the safe spot. Just second wheel down in that lane. So now our field down to 5 riders all across the track as they come out of turn 4. Rider 28, Caitlin Pellerbrook. Rider 28, Caitlin Pellerbrook, just missing out. Down to 4. A few of these riders have been on that side of the track where you have to fan out and kind of sprint every single lap. We'll see if that starts to add up in terms of these riders being able to continue with these fast finishes as they roll through here. Rider 6, Charlotte Westover, also again getting caught in that down low position. So we're down to 3. Laurel Safranek has been on the front of this bike race pretty much the whole time, just driving the tempo. She just needs to keep that pace up. And it looks like the effort's kind of stacked up. Rider 15, Sarah Lynch, missing out in that lap there. And now we're down to Laurel and Renna as they hit the back straight here. Laurel out of the saddle, trying to keep things fast. Renna trying to come around the outside in turn 3. So far, not quite able to do it. Laurel trying to stay on the gas, has been on the front of this bike race this whole time and holds on. So Laurel taking that win in the elimination race. So as our riders are clearing on the backside of the track, we will have our Elite 1-2 men coming to the rail. Our top 5 being Andrew Martin, Chris Wilson, Jack Hampson, Elliot Crowther, and Tyson Danielson. And then we have the rest of our field: Ben Flaum, Keegan Fairbanks, Serge Malikian, Nolan Adams, Maddie Hers, Quinn Kennedy, Carl Hafer, Ludo Max, Scott Grinsel, Mike Robson, Conrad Mayer, Andrew Lynch, Mike Rogers, Austin Hildreth, and Dave Chipchase. All right, our elite 1-2s rolling out for their neutral lap before their elimination race. All right, our field rolling fast and furious around the track. Ben Flaum currently setting the pace down in the lane there. The field behind, fanning out. It is a very tight race back there, looks like. Rider 1-2-4, Mike Rogers getting caught out that time. Our field still riding very fast and also getting wide across the track. Rider 1-2-0, Austin Hildreth. Rider 1-2-0, Austin Hildreth. Getting caught down low that time. You can see the tip of this bike race rolling through. Rider 150, Jack Hampson. Rider 150, Jack Hampson. Missing out that time. Rider 126, Mike Robson. Rider 126, Mike Robson. Getting caught that time. And wide all the way across the track. Rider 148, though, not quite able to make that last-ditch charge at the end. Conrad Mayer missing out. Rider 119, Dave Chipchase. A shake of the head. I think he knew what was happening. Matty Hers wanting to take this race into his own hands a bit, getting to the front, setting that tempo. The field behind, we've got a shake of the head. A rider sitting up. Rider 199, excuse me, Serge Malikian, 199, Serge Malikian. Now Keegan Fairbanks to the front, the field behind, fanning out. Rider 107, Ben Flaum. Rider 107, Ben Flaum. Getting caught by that wave of speed that comes out of turn 4. And as they come out of turn 4, a volunteer from the field. Rider 118, Scott Grinsell. And again, all fanned out. We got a rider out of the saddle. Rider 131, Ludo Max. Ludo Max, rider 131. Again, getting caught by that last surge of speed that comes out of turn 4. Andrew Martin, though, having to do a pretty big effort out of the saddle to get back up to this field. Keegan Fairbanks still down in the lane, trying to set that tempo. And rider 102, Andrew Martin, that time. Now Andy Lynch on the front, driving the pace, but a big fan out of this field. Rider 36, Carl Hafer, getting caught down low. Rider 36, Carl Hafer. And as they're coming out of turn 4, a little tight. Rider 104, Tyson Danielson, not able to find the path through. We are down to 7 riders. All fanned out across the track. Rider 121, Maddie Hers, getting caught in that down low position as the rest of the field fanned out all across the track. As they roll through, 5 wide. Quinn Kennedy not able to find the space to get through. As they hit the back straight there, Chris Wilson coming up toward the front. As they hit turn 4 here, fanning out. The junior looking a little boxed in down low. Rider 111, Keegan Fairbanks, missing out that time. Rider 111 missing out that time. But it looks like that effort took its toll on one of our other riders. So we've got a volunteer off the back for this crew. So we have a volunteer off the back. And even though all 3 of those riders were safe, Chris Wilson taking the opportunity to get on the gas, punching it to the front. Rider 109 officially getting the call there, but Chris Wilson on the front, driving things. Elliot Crowther missing out that time, so Chris Wilson in the lane driving it, but Andy Lynch right there as they hit the back straight. Andy Lynch able to get on terms with Chris Wilson here as they hit turn 3, taking a run at the wheel, starting to come around side by side as they hit turn 4, and Andy Lynch, quite the move to take that elimination race. All right, so up next we have our 3-4 ride between Douglas and Waterman. All right, so this is ride 2 of our 3-4 matchup. So in ride 1, Douglas was able to take the win. Side by side as they hit the home straight here. Douglas trying to keep Waterman up towards the rail. Waterman revving it up. Stan now out of the saddle. Forced to lead the lap out here. Still out of the saddle as he hits turn 4, side by side. Waterman trying to get on terms. Stan having to stay on it. Woo! And I think Waterman got him by the rim of a wheel. I call unofficial. But I think we will see a ride 3 for those two. All right, so this is our 1-2 matchup. Our rider needed to present themselves to win out this series. So he's doing it in style on a frog bike. All right, so as our sprint winner of the night does his parade lap here. We will be calling up our riders for our 3-4 men's field. We'll be calling you all up in order and giving out points totals. So first to the rail, we have Ryder Carlson with 42 points. Sam Karp with 39 points. Justin Pryor with 36. Otis Hatfield, 36. Jared Eilog, 33. Peter Snoblin, 32. Zach Simon, 29. Michael Westover, 21. Matt Beers, 21. Matthew Ties, 20. Dominic Clark, 14. Rocco Alexander, 11. Gavin Fairbanks, 10. Daniel Pagushin, 8. Stan Douglas, 5. And Cody Chang with 3. All right, our field rolling out for their 6x5 points race. And so for the International Omnium, the points that they accrue in this race will be directly added to their current IO points total. And as you may have heard as we were calling riders up, we have a very close race in the top 7 or so riders here. So in this points race, the points will work as points races usually do, where the initial intermediate sprints are worth 5, 3, 2, and 1 as riders cross the line, the final sprint being worth double and acting as any sort of tiebreaker. Our field rolling through rather casually, seeing 28 laps to go. That first intermediate sprint a couple of laps away. So right now, our field, no one really wanting to rock the boat too much at this point. Seeing 27 laps to go, the field continuing with its casual pace, but Justin Pryor saying, let's go. Justin sitting only 6 points behind current IO leader Ryder Carlson. And the field knowing what happens if they let Justin go without responding. So our first intermediate sprint bell ringing. Justin still out in front. The field behind, though, making this catch as they hit turn 2. Going into turn 3 under that Stanley sign, Zach Simon in that Coalition Cycling kit, still driving the pace on the front. Sam Karp coming over the outside. Ooh, I think that came down to a bike throw between Simon and Karp, with Hatfield and Carlson picking up the remaining points of that initial sprint. Our field kind of regrouping after that initial surge of speed from that first sprint. So after that first sprint, Zach Simon with 5, picking up 5, Sam Karp picking up 3, Otis Hatfield with 2, and Ryder Carlson with 1. Peter Snoblin now taking a flyer out of the field. Our next intermediate sprint on deck. Peter Snoblin now getting reabsorbed by the field here. Coming out of turn 3, Ryder Carlson wanting to ensure he gets these maximum points on this intermediate sprint. Followed by Zach Simon, Otis Hatfield, and Matthew Ties. So Ryder Carlson, still your IO points leader, now with 48 points. into our next intermediate sprint. Matthew Ties driving the pace, but Sam Karp coming over the top there. Leading the charge out of turn 4, being challenged on the outside by Ryder. I think taking that by about a tire length there. So after that intermediate sprint, Ryder Carlson with 53, Sam Karp with 45, Otis Hatfield with 41, Zach Simon working his way into the top 5 now with 39, Justin Pryor with 36. That is the top 5 of our current Omnium standings. Justin Pryor back out on the attack. This time the field not able to respond, so Justin looking to pick up those 5 points. I think Zach Simon able to pick up the 3 unofficially there. So Justin Pryor, Zach Simon, Jared Eilog, and Sam Karp in that order, picking up those points. Justin and Zach now off the front together. Ryder Carlson still sitting on the top step of our Omnium standings with 53. Sam Karp sitting with 46. Zach Simon with 42. Otis Hatfield with 41. Tied with Justin Pryor, also sitting with 41 in our top 5 there. So now Justin and Zach off the front together. Ryder sensing this danger, knows he needs to bring this, he needs this to come back. Currently doing the lion's share of the work, trying to drive the tempo of the rest of this field. The front of this bike race seeing 7 laps to go. Still working together. The rest of our field starting to drift up above the blue, slowing it down a little bit there. Peter Snoblin sensing an opportunity. Coming out of the field, trying to bridge up. Justin and Zach coming out of turn 4, getting this next intermediate bell. Peter Snoblin chasing behind. So Zach and Justin about to go under the Stanley sign. Snoblin about to get reabsorbed by the field just as they exit turn 4. Zach and Justin working together. I think Peter Snoblin able to hang on for the 2. Sam Karp trying the bike throw, but I think only coming away with 1 point that time. So Zach and Justin continue to just roll right along, coming through as they see 4 laps to go. So the front of our bike race rolling through. Ryder Carlson with 53. Sam Karp and Zach Simon tied with 47 apiece. Justin Pryor getting into the top 5 with 44. Otis Hatfield sitting with 41 now. So the front of our bike race about to go under the Stanley sign, has about a half a lap on the rest of our field. Michael Westover, who had made a bridging attempt from the field, currently just right in between. So Zach and Justin just rolling right along. We are coming into that final lap that is worth double points. So both of these riders with the opportunity to leapfrog Ryder Carlson. So Ryder Carlson sitting with 53, Sam with 47, tied with Zach with 47, Justin with 44, Otis Hatfield with 41. That is your top 5. So Zach Simon and Justin Pryor, this next time around, they'll be going for these double points. So 10 points on the line. Justin getting the jump on Zach out of turn 2. If Justin picks up the 10, they will leapfrog Ryder Carlson with 54. If Zach takes the 6, he will get 53 total. So Justin Pryor picking up the 10, Zach picking up the 6. Ryder Carlson trying to salvage this race. Woo! I think was able to hold off a charging Sam Karp, but we will have to go to the video for that. But I believe after all of that work, unofficially, Justin Pryor able to work his way up to take the IO win tonight. All right, so our field has all exited, and we will call up our women's field. Sorry, Just kidding. We're having our sprinters next. I forgot about the change in that program. So we have ride 3 for our 3-4 sprint final here between Stan Douglas and Eric Waterman. So Stan and Eric currently in turn 2. Stan won ride number 1. Eric took ride number 2. So we are now in our 3rd and final ride for this sprint matchup. Our riders getting the bell. As we saw in our last ride, Stan trying to keep Waterman up near the rail. Waterman really ramping it up as they come out of turn 2. Stan out of the saddle though, first into the lane. Waterman taking a run, trying to come around out of turn 4. Stan out of the saddle a bit, looks like fighting for it. And Stan with about half a bike length, taking that 3rd and final ride. And with our sprinters having exited onto the warm-up circle, for our open women's field, we'll call you up to the rail by your IO point totals. So we have up first Laurel Safranek with 42, Renna Fuller with 40, Neve Durfee with 40, Sarah Lynch with 36, Charlotte Westover 34, Caitlin Pellerbrook 33, Hazel Baker 25, Luna Mendoza 24. All right, so with that whistle, we are racing. We have a very close top 5 in this field. I'll say very close top 6 in this field. So this race, there is still a lot up in the air for this field to kind of figure out as they go through this 6x5 points race. So same format that you just saw. There will be 6 sprints, one every 5 laps. The first 5 sprints are worth 5, 3, 2, and 1 for the first 4 riders across the line. Final sprint is worth double and would act as any kind of tiebreaker if there's any sort of points tie at the end of this race. These points are added directly on top of the IO points. And so any points that these riders accrue during this race really help to determine how they're going to finish this IO. Similarly to the previous race, our field, as they're starting out here, riding a bit conservatively. And we have our first intermediate sprint coming up. Again, points available to the first 4 riders across the line. Neve Durfee getting out to an early lead here in this sprint. Riders behind 3 wide as they come out of turn 4. Charlotte Westover looking to pick up the 3. And then Caitlin Pellerbrook with a surge of speed for that final point. We'll go to the camera for that one, but that was close between Laurel and Caitlin. Our field rolling through the start finish, seeing 22 laps to go, 22 laps to go. Going into this next intermediate sprint. Neve, Charlotte, and Laurel getting out in front of the rest of this field. Three wide. Neve, though, holding on for that 5. I think Laurel just coming around over the top to pick up the 3 in front of Charlotte for the 2. And then I think Renna Fuller picking up the 1. And this trio, Laurel, Neve, and Charlotte, continuing to roll it. Pellerbrook, Mendoza, and Fuller on the chase effort behind. So our field split in half on this track, basically. The front of our bike race just going under the Stanley sign there. Our current point standings, Neve Durfee now taking the lead back with 50 points. Laurel with 46, Renna 43, Charlotte with 49, Sarah with 36, and Caitlin with 33. Charlotte with 39, excuse me. Going into our midpoint intermediate sprint. And Durfee turning on the jets along the back straight there. So Neve rolling through, gonna pick up these 5 points. Laurel gonna pick up the 3. Charlotte rolling through for the 2. And coming out of turn 4, Renna Fuller coming around the outside, looking to pick up that 1 point. Neve continuing to extend her lead now. So Neve, the front of this bike race, seeing 13 laps to go. Currently sitting with 55 points. Laurel with 49, Renna with 44, Charlotte 41, Sarah 36, Caitlin 33, Hazel with 25. Luna with 24. And Luna with 24. So going around our track here, our field and the front of this bike race coming out of turn 4. Seeing 12 laps to go. All right, our field rolling through, getting that next intermediate bell. All riders are eligible for points. Neve and Laurel side by side rolling through. Neve picking up 5 more points. Laurel picking up 3. Sarah picking up the 2. Charlotte coming out of turn 4 to pick up that remaining 1 point. Durfee continuing to extend her lead, sitting with 60 points. Laurel with 52, Renna with 44, Charlotte with 42. Laurel and Neve working together as they roll through into turn 2. The front of our bike race seeing 7 laps to go. Into our next intermediate sprint. Laurel on the front. So Neve making the move over the top along the backstretch there. Looking to pick up 5 more points. Fighting for that final point on this sprint lap. So Charlotte picking up one more. So the front of this bike race entering turn 3, about to go under the Stanley sign. So Neve Durfee about to go under the Friends of the JBMV, the front of this bike race, also the field of this bike race. Currently Neve, your points leader on track as well, sitting with 65. Laurel with 55, Renna with 44, Charlotte with 43, Caitlin with 33. So Neve, the front of this bike race, going under the Stanley sign there. And into this final bell lap, Neve looking to put a stamp on this race, having taken all of the top points finishes throughout this bike race. Looking to pick up 10 more. Laurel trying to chase back up. But the group behind just going under the Stanley sign. Also sprinting it out here. All right, so our open women's field is exited on the backstretch there. We will be calling up our Elite 1-2 men's field to the rail in your IO points order. So first we have Chris Wilson at 38, Elliot Crowther at 35, Andrew Martin, 31, Keegan Fairbanks, 27, Tyson Danielson, 26, Nolan Adams, 25, Jack Hampson, 23, Quinn Kennedy, 22, Ben Flaum, 19, Andrew Lynch, 18, Serge Malikian, 18, Carl Hafer, 17, Ludo Max, 14, Scott Grinsel, 13, Mike Robson, 8, Conrad Mayer, 4, Dave Chipchase, 1, Austin Hildreth, and then Mike Rogers. All right, our Elite 1-2s rolling out for their neutral lap before their 6x5 points race. Again, for our points totals, Chris Wilson sitting with 38, Elliot Crowther with 35, Andrew Martin with 31, Keegan Fairbanks with 27, and Tyson Danielson with 26. So just like we've seen with both of these other races, we have a very close, I'd say actually top 7 or so here. Riders all within striking distance of each other. So our field rolling out for their 8x5 points race. Same format we've been seeing with all these other races. We'll have a bunch of intermediate sprints, all worth 5, 3, 2, and 1 for the first 4 riders across the line. Final sprint being worth double. Our field seeing 37 laps on the cards. Folks seemingly starting to set up, knowing that that first intermediate bell is coming next time around. Mike Robson on the front, just pulling off for Ben Flaum to pull through. 36 laps on the cards, and our first intermediate sprint coming up. Ben Flaum still on the front here, driving the pace. Andy Lynch trying to get a surge of speed to come around. Ben getting out of the saddle there to stay on the front. The field fanning out, trying to come around. Ben trying to hold on for the 5, and does. I think Andrew Martin flying in, might have picked up the 3 there, just in front of Andy Lynch and Keegan Fairbanks. going into our next intermediate sprint. Jack Hampson getting to the front, trying to drive that pace. Scott Grinsel, though, coming around. Andrew Martin again, I think, taking those 5. After that second intermediate sprint, Chris Wilson trying to take the opportunity while some folks might be letting off the gas to step on it. Chris getting joined by Serge Malikian out front, but Serge surging ahead. Starting to distance Chris there. So with those 2 intermediate sprints, our updated IO standings, Chris still your points leader with 40. Andrew Martin vaulting into second with 39. Elliot Crowther with 36. Keegan Fairbanks with 28. And Tyson Danielson with 26. Nolan Adams also with 25. And then Ben Flaum with 24. Jack Hampson with 23. Quinn Kennedy with 22. So it is a very tight race still, especially from 4 to 10th position. Our field hitting the back straight. Quinn Kennedy surging up and over Conrad Mayer, looks like. So Quinn looking to pick up their first points of this race. Andrew Martin, though, not to be left out of things. I think picking up 3 more points. Nolan Adams making a move out of the field. I think that's Carl Hafer that is right there with him. After that last intermediate sprint, Andrew Martin taking the top step for now with 42 points. Chris Wilson with 40. Elliot Crowther with 38. Keegan Fairbanks with 29. Quinn Kennedy with 27. Tyson Danielson with 26, Nolan Adams with 25, Ben Flaum with 24, and Jack Hampson still sitting with 23. So again, this IO remains a very tight competition as our field is starting to near that halfway point. Our field seeing 22 laps to go for our field. Our field about to hit that halfway point. Our next intermediate sprint on deck. Andy Lynch on the front, driving the pace, but again, Andrew Martin flying from mid-pack up and around the outside. Keegan Fairbanks also contesting this sprint here. Andrew Martin picking up 5 more. Our field rolling through. Andrew Martin continuing to extend his lead. Now sitting with 47. Chris Wilson with 40. Elliot Crowther with 39. Keegan Fairbanks with 32. Quinn Kennedy with 29. Tyson Danielson with 26. Nolan Adams with 25. Robson on the move, out in front of the rest of this field. The rest of the field sitting up high above the blue as they go under a very picturesque sky. If anyone has a camera, I highly recommend a view of turn 2. So going into this next intermediate sprint, Robson out in front right now. Quinn Kennedy turning on the jets. Nolan Adams right there. Robson picking up the 5. Nolan picking up the 3. And after that sprint, folks sitting up, shuffling a bit. Carl Hafer coming to the front, driving the tempo now. A group of 4 all together there. Our field responding, about to pick up these 4 riders just as they hit turn 4, seeing 12 laps on the cards. Andrew Martin, your points leader, on track with 47. Chris Wilson with 40. Elliot Crowther with 39. Keegan Fairbanks with 33. Quinn Kennedy with 31. Nolan Adams with 28. Tyson Danielson with 26. And Jack Hampson with 23. We might start to see some moves like with this one here. Elliot Crowther coming out of the field, knowing that there's another intermediate sprint coming. Bell ringing. Elliott still out in front, but again, Andrew Martin hitting the jets there. Martin rolling through with a handful of bike lengths just in front of Chris Wilson. Andy Lynch picking up some points. Serge Malikian also picking up a point. Chris wanting to keep this train rolling. Hafer on the front again. And after that last intermediate sprint, Andrew Martin continuing to extend his lead with 52, Wilson with 43, Crowther with 39, Fairbanks with 33, Kennedy with 31, Adams 28, Danielson 26. And now Robson again on the solo move here. 7 laps to go. Hafer on the move. Robson still out in front as we hit this intermediate sprint going into 6 laps to go. So Robson coming out of turn 4 here, going to lock up these 5 points. The sprint behind Chris Wilson, digging in, wanting to pick up 3 more. And Chris again wanting to just stay on the gas. Quinn Kennedy trying to make their way back up to him. Chris knowing Kennedy's on the way, pulls up, lets him pull through. These 2 riders, I think, looking to work together to extend this going into these double points. So this final sprint that will happen after 1 lap to go, worth double. Three laps to go. Quinn, Chris, and Robson working together. Fairbanks zooming on up. This might become a too many cooks in the kitchen situation here. Conrad Mayer making his way up. Everybody seeing the jump can be made. Andrew Martin on the hunt. Looking to sew this back up, about to make contact as they hit turn 4. We have a warning for rider 132 for dangerous riding. We have a warning for 132 for dangerous riding. And coming into this final bell lap, Conrad Mayer off the front. 10 points are on the line this time around. So double points and acting as the tiebreaker. Conrad coming out of turn 4 will definitely pick up the 10. Who will pick up the 6? Coming out of turn 4, Andrew Martin looking to try to pick it up, but knows he's got it sewn up. Ben Flaum picking up the 6. So our riders will make their way off the track as is safe to do so. Looks like we've got a few folks that missed the warm-up circle. But with that, that concludes our night's program. So thank you all for coming out and watching this second night of our 50th anniversary celebration weekend. We've been having a great time seeing everybody coming out here and watching this nice, super fast, fun racing. And we look forward to seeing y'all next Friday for our season finale race night with a couple of rider choice racing going on. Thanks again for tuning in on the live stream. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next week.